So I'm having a fibromyalgia flare, so I just kind of wanted to talk about where I am, why I'm going to be changing my diet and trying to fix things in my life, and how it feels essentially. So for me, it's the widespread pain. I get a lot of pain in the back of my head, down my neck. Um, but it usually starts in my fingers. I'll start getting like where one tip of my finger hurts, and then it just slowly throughout the day it'll get to all the tips of my fingers, and then it kind of moves its way down, and then I start getting everything else starts hurting. And then once my fingers hurt, then I usually get it in my ankles right away, and then it kind of just goes from there. So I decided I'm done. I'm done eating garbage. It is what it is. I need to fix this because it makes it so I'm not as functioning as a mom and a wife, and I want to change that. I want to be the healthiest I can. I want to show my family how important our health is, and I'm not healthy right now, and I know that. And it's not about my weight, it's not about anything else, it's just about how I feel. And I obviously have a lot of issues that I need to fix, and the only way to fix that right now for me, because I've tried everything else. I've tried medications in the past and they didn't work, and every time I eat better I notice a huge difference, and then once I start eating bad again, that's when I notice that I really start feeling it. I haven't had a flare this bad in probably I mean, this is probably one of the worst ones I've had overall. It came on very sudden, and it's very intense, and I am hoping that I can just figure this out, and I guess not say cure, because I know that certain things can't be cured, even though you can do things to get rid of it. I would like to try my hardest to put it in remission. There's a lot of studies that I've been looking at that are trying to figure out if it is autoimmune. I know in the past it's been, people have, and when I say people, I mean researchers, doctors, even doctors that I've spoken to, they've all said that there's definitely signs of fibromyalgia being autoimmune, whether it's an autoimmune condition in itself, or if it's just the, I guess, beginning stages of autoimmune. So I'm not saying that's what it is, because obviously I'm not a doctor, and I'm not claiming to know about fibromyalgia. I just know that I have it, and I don't know if or they don't know if it's just from the central nervous system or if it's actually autoimmune. But I've been looking into it a little bit more, and it does seem like they're starting to put a connection to autoimmune. So I'm doing it. I'm giving up the processed foods, the foods that I love, you'll see I don't really care what anyone thinks. I think that it's all poison. All the ultra processed foods are just poison to get you addicted and to keep you coming back, and that's all it's about, is money and sickness. And I'm over it. I'm over feeling terrible. So if I can put myself, where I don't get flares the way I used to, then I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I'm gonna start by eliminating pretty much everything. I'm going to only eat meats, eggs, dairy, well, milk. But I'm still trying to figure out, because we do have a raw dairy farm close to me. Well, not close. It's probably like a half hour. But I'm trying to see if I want to do raw dairy or if I just want to finish the milk that I have in my fridge and then stop drinking milk and see if that helps. I know that eggs can be a trigger for a lot of people. Like if you have allergies, I know for some people the eczema, they say that it can be caused by eggs. I don't think I'm gonna cut out eggs. I think that's the one thing that I'm gonna keep that's, I guess, considered a trigger food. But I'm also gonna keep coffee. That's the one thing. I love coffee, so I'm going to have that one thing. It's gonna be organic, and I'm just gonna have my one, I guess, I don't want to call it a vice, but the one thing that I enjoy in life, which is coffee. I love coffee. I would drink 10 cups of coffee a day. I just love the taste of it, honestly. But that means no more getting coffee out. It's coffee from home, and that's the only type of coffee that I'm allowing myself. I don't know how long I want to do this, but I spoke to my local farmer and we had a long discussion, and it seems like doing this as an elimination diet, and they didn't, you know, there was no, this is what you should do. This is kind of we had a discussion, and it just seemed, it's something I've been wanting to do for a while anyway. I'm not going to call it carnivore because I know people get very tribal about carnivore and, well, any of those diets. Whether it's veganism, carnivore, keto, any of those. I'm just doing this as an elimination diet and seeing how good I feel and slowly adding things back in, because I love fruits and vegetables. I think there are health benefits, but something is triggering it, and I want to just kind of do this as a reset. And I'm hoping, you know, that since I'm already in a fibromyalgia flare, I'm hoping that this will help with, because I know if I'm not having, I don't know if I'm going to go into ketosis because I know milk. So I don't know if I'm actually going to be having the keto flu, as they call it. I know there's a lot of air quotes in this video, but that's just, you know, anyway. So I don't know if I'm going to have the keto flu, but I figure if I'm going to, I would rather have it while I'm already in a flare, because I'm already in pain. I already have, you know, my throat is bothering me. I have headaches, everything. So I'm just going to do it while I'm already feeling down. I have been noticing, so today is Tuesday. It's the day after Memorial Day. And I had Starbucks this morning. I wanted to just get a coffee because I was grocery shopping, which that video is going to be out this week. You're going to see me in the same outfit. I'm filming that video right after because today is the only day that I could film. But anyway, so I went to Starbucks this morning and I got the brown sugar shaken espresso, but with whole milk instead of oat milk, because that's another one I could get into. But I got it with whole milk, and I've noticed that it's sugar. Sugar is a big factor in how terribly I feel. And immediately after drinking it, I started getting where my throat was hurting, and I started feeling it in my hands even more. And I'm like, you know what? Then after that, I had the conversation with the farmer, and that made me even more like, yeah, this has to happen. So I'm just doing it. I'm just videoing everything as documentation and to hopefully help someone else, because I think that our diet in the US is, I'm just gonna say it, our food is atrocious, and there's no way around it. We do not have foods the way that we should, and I can tell you I've been to other countries and the food is not the same. Our food is not the same. You do not, even fruits and vegetables, all of it, it's not the same. And that's why I'm very specific about even the meat now. I got I think it's Bell & Evans, I think that's what it's called. I was I got it from the grocery store because I wanted to incorporate meat into my grocery budget, because I realized that telling people, oh, we'll only spend this amount of money, and then cutting out all of the protein was not beneficial, because I did do ButcherBox. And I'm probably gonna, next time I get ButcherBox, I'm gonna try to calculate for the month how much I spend, and then incorporate obviously the ButcherBox that that, and then divide it. ButcherBox usually lasts me more than a month though, so I'll see how I'm gonna calculate that. I'll probably calculate it like 2 months, just to be on the safe side. So for this week, I did get chicken, and I got ground pork and bacon. So that's added into the budget. So you'll see all that in the next video that I upload. But yeah, I just decided that it wasn't worth it to me anymore. It's not. I had soda a couple of days ago, actually yesterday too. Dr. Pepper. That's actually, yesterday is when it started to get really bad. Like I noticed it maybe 3 days ago, where I would feel a little bit of pain, and then yesterday it was just like last night it was so bad. So I decided that after the Starbucks and getting the sore throat, because it's sugar, and I just decided that was it. And then having that conversation just led me even more to be like, you know what, I'm doing it. I'm trying it I'm not setting an amount of time, because I don't know how long I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it as long as I can. And when I say as long as I can, I don't mean like a year. I'm not doing it that long. I don't think I'm gonna see the benefit long term. Well, no, I would do it at most a year, because I think that would be, because I have to remember that, and this is something a lot of people don't think about, you've had years, if you're from America or live in America and you've been eating the garbage that we eat, you are putting that stuff in your body, and it is not something that's just going to immediately come out and you're just going to be healed. So I don't know how long I'm going to be on this, but I am going to do this till I don't, I decide to start adding things back in, because I do think fruits and vegetables are beneficial. Sometimes my mouth works faster than my brain, and that's something I need to learn to slow down, because I'm sure in these videos you've noticed that I'm constantly stumbling, but it's just who I am, and I want to show my true self. And I think that eventually I'm going to get back to the fruits and vegetables, and I'm going to also probably start adding in fresh grain. I want to get a grain mill at some point, and I love sourdough. I've never had issues with sourdough, but the only reason I'm just kind of like wiping the slate clean and just starting from scratch. I know some people say eggs aren't great, but I don't think that eggs, because there was a long time where my diet was way different, and eggs and salmon were the two things that I started incorporating, and immediately it was like my brain just flipped on, and it was like I was like almost like my body was starting to heal. But then I started eating the ultra processed food again, and then now we're here. So I have joint pain, bone pain, headaches, my eyes hurt. So I'm doing anything I can right now to just heal myself, and hopefully in that I can heal my son, because he also gets eczema, and I do think it's from me, because I get it on my fingers. His eczema is mainly on his arms, near his elbows and the inner parts of his elbows, and he had it on his stomach, but his stomach seems better, and then he gets it on his legs, mainly behind his knees and his thighs. So I'm hoping that that will help him as well, because I think something that I'm eating is triggering it, because I noticed like there was a few times where I would get really bad migraines and I wouldn't be able to breastfeed him as much. So I've noticed that when the more I breastfeed him, the more it kind of seems like it's triggering something. So it's absolutely something I'm eating. And I don't think it's eggs, because he eats eggs now. I give him eggs and he doesn't have a reaction. But then there's times where, like, if I start eating bad, he starts getting the flare-ups again. So I am doing this for me and for him, and I'm gonna be serious about it, and I'm just doing the most basic foods. I'm just gonna do meat, eggs, fish. I am gonna do fish because I think fish have a lot of benefits, and I love seafood as well. So yeah, meat, eggs, fish, milk, and then I don't know if I'm gonna do cheese. I haven't decided. I think I'm gonna start without yogurt, because I haven't really, because when I eat yogurt, I don't like, if I eat plain Greek yogurt, I have to add honey, I have to add berries, and I want to just eliminate everything right now, which I'm going to get back into eating all of it, but for right now, just very basics. And then I'm gonna just document how I feel. I want to document, you know, like obviously I don't know how well my camera is when I get the new one. I'm sure you'll be able to see my skin a lot more, but I don't really have like crazy skin issues or anything. I mean, I obviously have like under eye bags because I'm tired all the time because I have a 6-month-old. So I'm gonna see if that helps. I also have, so I have a laundry list of health issues, and I also have, the doctors believe that I have Hashimoto's, but I haven't fully been diagnosed yet, because it's like they want to see a full pattern, and I guess there's times where my TSH will come down. When I eat healthy, that's when it comes down, so that's something I need to remember. But I'm also I lose hair. You know, I don't think that it's just from being postpartum. I think it's whatever else is going on in my body. So yes, I'm going to start with the basics, do an elimination diet, slowly add everything back in, and hopefully I can find what is causing all of this. Obviously, I think sugar is the main one. I also have issues with rice, even brown rice, white rice. The only rice that I can eat for some reason, and maybe it's just like a subconscious because I'm obsessed with it, but sushi. I can eat sushi rice. We go to one place that's local to me, so I always, whenever, I mean, we don't get it that often because it's expensive, but whenever I eat sushi, I don't notice the stomach issue. But if I get it from anywhere else, or if I make rice, yeah, my stomach it's a lot of pain. So rice, sugar, and potatoes I noticed the other day as well. And then, so I'm done with potatoes, and I don't like sweet potatoes. I'll eat them occasionally if I have to, but I am not a fan of sweet potatoes. I just don't like the sweetness of it. It's kind of gross to me, I don't know. But I know they're very healthy. So maybe at some point I'll get used to that once I eliminate all the sugar, and then maybe my taste buds will change. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's like a non-ultra processed, because I always loved Guinness, and I started drinking the alcohol-free Guinness, and that hurts my stomach as well. Like everything, my stomach is so sensitive. My gut is such a mess. I need to really start over with my microbiome, fix that, heal my stomach, and hopefully that'll help. I know it's gonna take time, so that's why I changed how I was viewing things with how long I'm gonna be on this. But I want to feel better. I want my son to feel better. I want other people to also see, like, hey, this stuff can work. if you just give it a shot, cut the ultra processed foods out, and just eat real food. That's it. We need to get back to the basics. We need to start getting to know our farmers. I know in many other countries, they know where their food comes from. They're close to the farmers. If they do eat from a grocery store, they're usually, it's not like they still have their traditions. And we don't really have that here. Like, going to a farmer's market is not as simple as just, at least in my area. I know every area is different. We have a lot of farms out here, so it's great. But even that, you have to, there's some foods that they, you got the pesticides and the herbicides and all of that. So insecticides, all of it. So, and that gets absorbed, like it's something that I don't think we really grasp, that just how broken the system is and how much it needs to just go back to the basics. I wish that there was a button that we can press and we can just go back to being able to farm our own land, and everybody can live off of what they can produce, and we can barter and trade. But we're so far from that. So I hope that videos like this, I've seen a lot of videos discussing this stuff, and it's just great to see people younger than me starting farms and wanting to help feed their families, but also feed their communities. I think we need to get back to community and not just relying on everything just being so fast paced, and that's, I think we would have such a better quality of life if we just got to know each other again and got to connect and eat good foods and rely on each other as well. So I could talk about this stuff for 7 hours and not be bored. So I'm going to end this here because I'm just going to start rambling. But I'm passionate about this. This is something that I've always enjoyed and always wanted to talk about. But obviously sometimes we, I'm just going to have the soda this time. And then tomorrow you start eating cookies. And then the next day it's donuts and cookies, and then you might have soda on top of that, and it just kind of spirals. So it's like, I need to take a step back and come back to what I know and what works and what I've seen benefits from. So that is the video, and I hope you come back next week, and I'll see you soon.